Hey, dog. Honey, I'm home. I found everybody. All the animals. Good for you. Morning, everybody. Chad and Ray. Doss. See what I did there? The video you guys have all been waiting for. And we've been waiting for too. We've been excited to make it. Or at least tell them. So, as you know, well, I hope you enjoyed us going out and finding the animals in the rain. That's pretty much all the footage you'll get on the farm today. But we told you guys we'd do a Q&A, and then we flew somewhere and pretty much answered every question that was asked. Sorry for the rain noise, guys. We just wanted to sit at the cabin, and this is where we want to be right now, so that's where we're filming. We're actually excited. We're in great moods. We just pulled up and 2 alpacas were out, and Smokey was with the alpacas.
Which is fine, but 2 of them were out, and so it was pouring down rain, and we spent, I don't know, probably 30 minutes out there.
We came out thinking we would just film the animals being cute. Then we had to corral some alpacas and get Smokey's collar back on her because somebody charged the collars yesterday and didn't put them on them soon enough this morning. So it's because we didn't get out here early enough this morning. They know that's not me. They know.
But you charged them.
So
and left them off.
So I haven't figured out the easiest way to charge them, and I'm not going to buy 2 more collars. But I don't know, maybe we have to. But clearly, we were kind of hoping at some point we could leave the collars off, but clearly that's not going to work. Because those livestock guardian dogs, and they just want to extend their guardianship. And Smokey was up there kind of...
Well, you know, there's tons of questions, though, that how can the dogs protect the whole farm when they're confined to the cabin? Mm-hmm. But really, it's their scent that keeps predators away.
Correct.
So they can protect the entire farm no matter where they're at. But this morning, Smokey was up there with the alpacas. 2 of them were outside the fence. He went and put the collar back on Smokey, and I was trying to get the alpacas back in the fence. And Smokey was walking, we didn't film any of this, but she was walking with us. The alpacas were following me, and her collar started to shock her, and she panicked. And she really panicked. Like, it was kind of a little bit of a scary situation. And so we had to...
Well, it scared her. She didn't know where the shock was coming from. And that's just the nature of it with those collars. And what's funny is the instructions say don't leave them on for more than 12 hours at a time. I don't know how you do that. Especially with livestock guardian dogs.
They're safe, though, if you do.
We've had no issues. I don't know if that's a charging thing, but here's what's funny, too, though, is the collars last longer. Well, it's like Goose. You guys know we have 2, well, I'm married into 2 poodles. I don't have 2 poodles.
Yes, you do, honey.
They're my favorite.
You do now.
Yeah, they're my favorite. Anyway, Goose has a collar that we use to keep him from barking. Now, what's incredible is it does have an audible, a vibrate, and then a shock, right?
Yeah, well...
But when he's wearing it...
You can put it on him. Like, if it's not on him, he'll go outside and just bark. Like, it's nobody's business. And then he'll come in, and I'll put the collar on him and let him back out. Not a peep. I don't even have to shock him. He just knows. It's weird.
Well, that's what... I'm glad you said that, because that's where I was headed with Smokey and Bandit. The collars are lasting longer, the batteries, because they're staying by the cabin when the collars are on.
Well, it gives them a warning beep.
Yeah.
And so it beeps, and as soon as they hear that beep, they immediately turn around. But since the collars had been off for a while earlier, and
they're hearing no beep.
I think it's me being here. There was 2 alpacas. Everybody was following me. So when it started to shock her, she didn't turn around and to where it would stop shocking her, because they know. It's shocked them before, and they've immediately turned around and nothing happens. But it's just, I think there was animals out, and I had food, and so when it shocked her, she she panicked, and it was a little scary because in the end, I mean, even though she's an amazing dog, she's still a dog.
And when someone has food and I know I'm not going to get any, I panic too. I don't know how to handle that situation. When someone's walking around with food and they're like, no, this isn't for you, then what's it doing here?
Long story short, the collars will stay on and they will stay confined to a certain area. Always.
That's the contract I just signed. This is so much fun, married life. Okay, let's keep going. All right. But anyway, here's the big deal. Here's back to what we started this video for, what you guys have been waiting for. And we are going to show some more footage. When we got married, we'll just tell you, we were up there putting up a gate at the front of the farm, and Ray was like, what are we going to do? I've got vacation next week. I was like, I'm going to put up a gate. She was like, what else do you want to do?
Well, I said I thought about going somewhere, but I mean, I didn't know where to go. You had the idea of getting married, because I'm indecisive and I didn't know what I wanted wedding wise. So, I mean,
we talked about eloping though.
Yeah, I wanted to elope, but I also wanted pictures and something pretty, and I didn't want to just go to a courthouse, but it's not me. Like, I don't want to plan a wedding, never wanted to, don't want to spend the money on it. So you were like, well, flights to Vegas are cheap. And so we're sitting here at the farm and we got to look in, and sure enough, they are. I mean, so.
Cheap enough for a destination wedding and all that goes into it.
Yeah.
Plus, there are destination weddings around the country, but Vegas is one of the few places you can do it for a very nominal amount of money.
Well, and it's easy too. I mean, I looked up all sorts of elopements. You have to figure out how to get a marriage license in that state.
She's talking about before Vegas. We looked at like Colorado and
the
beach, and we were like trying to get a minister to come to the beach, and then you have to get a witness, and
you
then
have to bring your own people. You have to bring your witnesses.
And there's still like a $1,500 fee just to sit there. But our families knew before we left. And obviously one of the big questions we've had is, did they get married without the kids?
Yeah, that's been a huge question from all of you guys. And
you know the best way to answer that? Absolutely. Did you guys take your kids when you eloped? No, because you didn't have kids when you eloped, right? See, we have kids. Well, we wanted to elope, and remember, we have to, find grandmas and grandpas and family to watch all three boys at the same time. So our elopement also has to be our honeymoon. Now, it doesn't mean we can't go somewhere later and call that a honeymoon. We get it. But we wanted it to be just us, just our experience. And some of you, that really bothered you. And I don't know why. I'm talking to you. But
well, not everybody's going to agree with what we did. And they're not going to agree with a Vegas wedding, or a lot of the comments I saw, they wouldn't go out and do that without the boys, or they wouldn't go out and do that to his parents.
They all knew.
Everybody, they were super happy for us. I mean, we deserve to get away. And like I said, we can go get married. The boys know we're getting married. 2 of them are too young. I agree with it.
If there were 10,000 comments about the wedding, a handful stick out sometimes, especially when you're referring to your wedding day and the choice that you've made for what's best for your family. If we'd asked Case if he wanted to go to a wedding, he'd say no. If Carter knew that Case wasn't going, Carter wouldn't go.
My best friend asked Carter to be the ring bearer in her wedding, and I was like, yeah, absolutely. And then when I told Carter he was going to do it, he was like, no, I'm not.
He didn't want anything to do with it.
Yeah, he wasn't too happy with me, but he did it.
He did a great job. It was a beautiful wedding, beautiful ceremony. And that was actually a couple days before we left for our wedding.
It was, yeah.
Everything we wanted. We had a great time. We stayed at the Luxor.
The pyramid.
The pyramid.
Mm-hmm. That was cool.
It was awesome. It was a good time, and we're back now, and
we had an amazing time, and we were only gone for 3 days.
Yeah, we were only gone for 3 days. She had the luxury of spending a couple more days at home, still on vacation, which is always nice, even though we haven't done anything. We still need to go to the grocery store.
We do need to go to the store.
Somebody needs to clean. Me. All right, so we've got some questions from a Q&A post that we posted, on YouTube. And we're going to answer a few of them, and then we'll show you guys clips of the wedding and kind of tell you what we did and where we went and all that stuff and how cool it was. But, yep, we've got some generic questions. The big one was, did you get married? We've already answered that, but we will add more details as we go through these questions. So the first one is...
From the Jones family, will you be adding farm cats or mice?
Spider. Farm cats? I don't know. I'm allergic to indoor cats. And I don't want one in here. As far as...
Everyone's allergic to indoor cats.
Everyone's allergic?
Especially ones that don't want them.
Oh, because you had a cat that you changed your mind about? What are you talking about?
You don't want a cat, so when everybody doesn't want a cat, they say they're allergic to them.
I'm allergic to...
But are you really?
I'm allergic to anything under 5'5". How tall are you? I was seeing if we get the kids to move out. That's terrible.
I'm 5'5", actually.
Anyway.
Cats, maybe.
Cats are a maybe, but they'll be outside for sure. They're not coming in here.
I grew up with cats. I thought I liked cats more than dogs, and then when I got my own house, I tried to have a cat at home, and I quickly realized how nasty they are.
Yeah. If an animal is allowed to poop in your house, then it's your job to clean it. You're the pet.
Yeah, when I was a kid, it was a little bit of a different situation, so.
Yeah.
They're gross.
So probably not.
What do you think will be the next animal that you'll get for the farm that's a different breed from what you already have?
Watched a whole lot of videos last night of...
We watched a video, can we say who it is?
Mm-hmm.
Useless Farm on TikTok. She is hilarious.
She may have a YouTube channel. She may have other things, but we found her on TikTok.
I don't know her name, but we sat and
from
probably
Canada.
Watched an hour's worth of her TikTok videos last night. Ridiculous.
Now don't watch them with your kids.
Yeah,
She basically, it's her by herself with the animals. And I don't care how proper and righteous you are. When an animal is mean or steps on your foot or pees or poops in the wrong spot and you're by yourself, I guarantee you don't go, oh, that's cute. So she films that kind of stuff, and it's pretty entertaining.
It's very funny, but she has emus, and her female's name is Karen.
Fitting.
Yeah. Anyway, but she just attacks her constantly. The animal I do want another emu, really, 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 really bad. But I'm gonna build, or I say me. Chad will probably do it.
But there'll be, I love you too. But there will be a designated spot for them where they're safe.
Yeah, I need to build an enclosure for an emu, so I do want to in the future, and that's
like they'll need a barn. They'll not necessarily. They could have a loafing shed, but it needs to be that big. They need to be able to get in and out of it real easy.
Mm-hmm. I did notice that every time she films the emus, they're inside of like their barn or their home, and so that's kind of what was running through my mind last night when I watched some of those was, man, if I get another one, I think that I need to build them an enclosure, which we don't have yet for an emu. So
even just any kind of shelter, we just don't have anything else right now. But we're not going to say your name.
Are you still planning on selling your donkey, Little Donk? They seem to be getting along really well. Also, enjoy watching Donkey and Bandit together. Bruce seems to be fitting in quite well. We're not selling Little Donk.
We're not selling it. They've calmed way down. We had a lady, we mentioned it in a video, but we had a lady email us. We appreciate it. And she gave us some great information about how long it'll take Little Donk and Lucy to calm down. And she was spot on. It took about a month. They get along great now. We can actually see them right now. By the way, anybody says goats hate the rain, that's Bruce right there. Here, see that? It's blurry. That's Bruce. Everybody says goats hate the rain, but man, he don't know it. Nobody told him. So,
I don't
anyway.
think we can. Bruce and Little Donk are
BFFs.
Yeah, I don't think we can get rid of.
I think Bruce may have replaced Bandit with Little Donk.
Aww.
I know. Smokey's mad about it too. She was like, go play with Little Donk. So,
No.
anyway, That was kind of a twofold question, though. There seems to be fitting. The second part of your question, I know you didn't name it at this, but it is a question we get asked a lot about. Are we going to get Bruce a friend?
Yeah, everyone comments that Bruce needs friends of his own kind, and...
First of all, did you just assume his kind?
Stop it. You posted a reel on Facebook about Bruce calling in the alpacas to the hay, and there were so many comments that, well, Bruce really needs more friends, and I was like, friends?
Bruce is the most content, spoiled animal. Bruce gets to go anywhere. If we pulled up and Bruce was, I would say if Bruce was in the cabin, he's the only animal we probably wouldn't worry about in here. Like, he can go anywhere he wants on the farm.
Yeah, I'd let Bruce inside the house. I mean...
He poops the littlest.
He has, and he literally has all the friends he could even think of with it. I mean...
I'll come out and toss feed for the chickens, and Bruce will go eat with the chickens. And then I'll toss food for the alpacas, and Bruce will come up there, and like you guys saw, he'll eat their hay, he'll call them out. And then if I dump any feed anywhere for the donkeys or the highlands, he can get right in the middle of them, and nobody messes with him.
He runs with the donkeys, so he's probably the most protected
He is the
animal
safest goat on earth right now.
I think he sleeps underneath their legs.
He does. Adler and I actually found him the other day during a light rain, and he was standing underneath Lucy.
Yeah.
And she's just standing there taking it, letting him just chill.
Another goat running around here. It got away from some goats.
One of the neighbors.
Befriended the horse next door, our neighbor's horse.
Not the mini horses, a big horse.
Yeah, and it's like this side, or
like 14 hands, 14 hand horse.
A different neighbor that we don't talk about has a horse, or talk about often. And the goat ran away from her home and befriended the horse and hasn't left since. And guess what? It's just the horse and the goat.
It's just the horse and the goat in a field, 40-acre field, just running around.
They're best friends, and that goat doesn't want to go anywhere, and that goat doesn't have any other goats to hang out with.
Bruce and that goat could hang out. They don't even care. Bruce got his donkeys, the goat got the horse. So just...
They don't want other goats.
Let it go.
They want donkeys and horses. Are you going to DNA test Bandit like you did Smokey?
I don't know. Those kits are like $100, and they only test them against their own library, so to speak. You know, if 100 people send in DNA from an Anatolian Shepherd, and I don't know what percentage, I don't know what their threshold is, if Bandit comes back as matching 50% of those, he gets classified as an Anatolian Shepherd. So I don't know. I know that Smokey's a Great Pyrenees. I know that Bandit's Anatolian. They came from the same farm. We're content. I probably won't do it this time. I just don't see the point. But cool question. I mean, it is a cool thing if you guys want to do it. It's Embark, EMBARK. That's the one I used. I know there's different opinions, whatever, but it's cool.
After getting a new septic tank and drain field, when will y'all start insulating and building walls in the cabin? I know it's hot, but can't wait to see y'all spending nights there. Same. We can't wait to stay here either, but we have a lot going on.
The septic tank is about $5,000. It's $2,000 for the size of tank we need. And then we've got to run sewer, and then we have to put a toilet in, or toilets. Not a sewer, but a drain pipe. It can be done. It's just, yes, like it's awesome right now. What's the temperature? It's 70 degrees right now. It's supposed to rain till tomorrow, like midday.
Yeah, we've got a couple days of rain. I think it's supposed to rain all day today.
But then it's back in the low 100s. And that's August. I mean, it'll be 100 degrees probably through the middle of September. Mm-hmm. So as far as insulation and doing all that stuff right now, I actually rented a skid steer before we went to Vegas and only used it for like 2 hours of the 8 hours I rented it because it's so dry and dusty. I couldn't even function with the equipment, and I would need a excavator to do that sewer line. So just gonna wait.
It's gonna be a while, guys.
It's gonna be a while, but it's not like we have to have 4 bedrooms and 2 toilets and 2 showers to come out here and just stay the night. Mm-hmm. I would really I have a goal of staying out here on Christmas Eve. That's what I want to do, and we're not far from that. We haven't done anything, but we're not far from that. So, stay tuned.
You better get to work.
Yeah.
Amazing how Smokey does.
I need the kids to go back to school. Then I can do stuff. stay-at-home dad is a legit job.
That's why I don't do it.
I'll trade you, straight up.
Yep.
I'll go do dentistry. I'm sure doctor would love to see me sitting there. Ready to help.
You probably wouldn't even fit in the chair.
Oh,
I love you. In all seriousness, you wouldn't. Because you're tall. You're tall, babe.
yeah, big boned.
Edit that out.
Yeah. I knew what mom was doing buying me husky jeans growing up.
You're tall.
I know it.
Everybody
Anyway.
knows it. Stop it. How Smokey doesn't hug your chickens to death. What do you think contributed to that
More space.
new area?
Yeah. Just kind of shocked her out of it. Shocked her. That's the word of the day. But anyway, I think it was because Bandit didn't chase them, and Bandit had already been here. 13 of the chickens had already been here. And remember at Farm 1.0, where Grandpa's at, Smokey only knew those chickens were supposed to be in that pen, and she knew she could keep them safe in there. So she kept them in that pen. Out here, I mean, you saw the B-roll. I filmed them. They go down to the pond. They go everywhere. I mean, I've had chickens, that's our leach field, and that's probably 300 feet. And I've had them at the very back of that leach field. It's just a matter of time before we find them in a mailbox 600 feet away.
It's because exactly, I guess, they needed to be, so she doesn't try to put them in their place.
Yeah, wherever
And
they're
that's
at is where they're supposed to be. That's how she looks at it.
That's what she was trying to do last time. Like, if they got outside that fence, you know, at Grandpa's house, she knew exactly where they needed to be, and she was going to put them back in there, whether she, you know,
Sleeper hold.
yeah. Which they don't intentionally.
Tap, nap, or
kill
snap.
them.
Yeah,
You're ridiculous.
she did actually.
Well, yeah. What they do when they're puppies.
Yeah, it's a good one. I like this one.
Oh,
Watching all you put out, are you going to be putting in a garden?
we have something coming.
We do. We bought something pretty stinking cool to help with our garden. I know it's raining, guys, but it's beautiful. Many of you said you love the sound of rain on a tin roof. We're going to maintain that the best we can when we build this house. I don't want to over
It is
insulate.
so cool out here too. The windows are open.
It's very nice. But yes, we are going to do a fall garden. We have something coming that's going to help us with that. And I'll give you a hint, you'll know what it is, but we're going to be able to grow all year round with what's coming.
And it matches the chicken coop. Can't say that.
Too late, you already did.
You can edit it out.
I'm going to leave it.
Are you going to build a bigger covered barn type building for the animals to protect them against the elements and hail? They seemed to like the old barn when it was there. You sure do have a nice place. So you built that lean-to or whatever. Right now it's providing them with shade, and the sides are off of it, so it only has the back and the roof. But with the sides being off of it, the breeze can get through because it's hot outside. So right now it's perfect, but then as the weather changes, I think we plan on adding sides. And I want to add a front to it and a door so that they can go in and then like into and act like covered all four walls, so that they stay warm. That's the alpacas. Now, the Highlands thrive in snow.
The Highlands, so the pack and play, I think you guys called it a cowport, the 2 gate panels with the tarp over it, that's still over there, but the cows don't use it. They absolutely love this. Like I told you guys before, all that green grass we get like right before winter hits, and it can be 50 degrees on Christmas here. So yes, we can grow grass later in the season, and the cows will actually dig through, the Highlands will actually dig through snow and eat dormant grass. They're just very adapted to it. As far as the Burger Bros go, they've got a pond a little bit bigger than ours. I think theirs is a 1 acre pond and ours is a 3/4. And it's got real heavy trees around it, so that's where they'll probably go. But we will have some hay for them. I'm still planning on putting a holding pen this side of that gate so they can eat without the mini horses. So the Highlands are good, the Burger Bros are good, the alpacas are good, the dogs are good.
Yeah, the dogs are fine. I would like to have some kind of structure
Well, like some run-in structures.
for the donkeys.
Yeah.
And I guess Bruce, because Bruce doesn't leave the donkey's side. So
Well, like as you drive around out here, there's a couple ranches a little bit that way, west of us, and they have these like open air structures. it's a loafing shed, but there's no sides on it. But every time you drive by, their cows will be underneath it, or their donkeys, or their horses. I think we need a couple of those, like just like one back there in the back of the property randomly, just for them to get under.
Yeah. Well, and there'll be hay and stuff too. That's what keeps the animals warm, is they lay in hay. So
Calories as well.
they don't eat it. No.
Well, they eat the hay. They don't eat straw. Remember the straw we had that Alan? I don't know that Alan knows the difference between straw and hay because he eats both. Is that okay? He eats both. He likes a good straw and a good roll in the straw by himself.
What about growing a hayfield for your own animals? I'm sure someone would cut it for you and bale it. It could save you money. We did.
We did.
Did they?
We already did that. We already have one. We want to turn the other 5 acres into a hayfield as well. But there was no point in trying this year. Nobody's getting a second cut. Not here. It's too dry. So there was no point in trying to like we put the alpacas on the hayfield immediately after they cut it. And that's okay because nothing's growing.
Yeah.
And I ain't gonna water it.
We had 5 clean acres that grew hay, and then somebody did come cut it for us, and we got hay out of that. And then we have another 5 acres just across the driveway.
Across from it.
But
it needs to be dozed.
It needs to be cleaned
and
up.
Turned over.
Yes, and there's mounds and stuff that need to be leveled out before we can.
20 foot by 20 foot mounds.
Massive.
So, gotta have a dozer.
Will you be spaying Smokey and or neutering Bandit? Do you want them to mate? We've had many conversations on this.
We have. I don't know that I want puppies. And I know Bandit's trying, but Smokey's not acting like anything's taken. So I think it might be time to make a phone call. Get Bandit neutered.
Yeah, definitely soon. But we talked about why we don't want puppies. Trying to find them good homes, and so.
Well, and like we said, Smokey and Bandit come from a 200-acre farm where they have 3,000 or 4,000 head of chicken. They're not house pets. They won't make it. They can't stand it. Smokey, I mean, think about that. When Smokey gets her collar off, she immediately starts making as wide a perimeter as she can. Imagine putting that dog in your house. So we don't want puppies because I don't know that there's enough homes to take dogs right now. So we just don't want to, keep populating just for a few $100s for a livestock guardian dog. Badonkadonk, I haven't seen him lately. I try to catch. Nope, he's still here too.
She's missed a couple of videos. That's okay.
Why are you missing videos? Who misses a video? Turn on the notification bell.
Do you think Fred has made any babies yet, or is he old enough?
He's old enough. And the girls are older than him. Somebody was worried about that, but they could be bred. We'll see. Time will tell. I mean, what's it? It's 9 months, 10 months?
9.
So we got a while. You right over there?
It's raining and I'm sleepy.
Is my commentary boring you?
No.
Uncle Rocky.
When are the Burger Brothers due to be processed?
So I think when Gary and Cassie brought him, the Burger Bros, I think he said like 18 months to 24 months. I will say this though, they're huge. And it's because they've got 10 acres all to themselves, because those mini horses don't eat much. But they've got 10 acres to eat on, and they are just crushing it over there. They're huge. So could be sooner. At best, probably 18 months. I mean, I'm sure Gary's got a, that's why I show him in every other video, or he'll text me and say, how are they doing? And, I'll go take a video and show him and send it to him directly, and just letting them grow. I tell you what, they doggone near look pregnant. They're so big. So.
But they're boys.
They do have, by the way, they have a mineral block, and they've been wormed and all that good stuff. I'm going to talk to Gary. He'll see this, but I'm probably going to worm them again. Just depends on how much rain we get here, but there's no parasite load over there. There hasn't been animals over there, so I'm not too worried about it.
When are you going to put a sign up that says Adler Farms, or will it be another name?
It's Adler Farms. That's the name of the channel. This, it's not that it's not Adler Farms, but like, if and when we ever hung a custom gate up front, I would want it to be the letter D, wouldn't you?
Yeah, it'll probably be our last name. He tried to start the video out earlier by saying Mrs. Adler Farms, and I mean,
It just sounds weird.
as that's true, it's also our son's name, so I'm Mrs. Doss, not Mrs. Adler Farms. So,
Yeah.
there
I
probably
did
won't
think
be.
about this. I didn't tell you, but you know, you can register your brand, your cattle brand.
Yeah.
And I had one in Missouri that was AF, but we could come up with one that was the letter D and like make it our own.
We can still keep AF, but as far as signage goes and stuff, it probably won't. I mean,
We also don't want to broadcast where we're at because
oh yeah.
if 50,000 people watch this, 49,999 of you are nuts. I'm just kidding. One of you is nuts. That's for sure. Statistics say that. Sorry.
That's
I
all the
need
questions.
coffee.
You screenshotted.
That's all the questions?
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about the wedding.
So he made some reels and like panned down to my ring and stuff, and there were several comments that said I only see one, there's no wedding band, there's not 2 rings. My wedding band is on a 5-week back order.
Yep.
Yay.
Somebody should have ordered it ahead of time. But I didn't know we were going to just go to get married.
That's true. We did book flights on a Saturday and we left 6 days later. So it was pretty impulsive.
But a friend of ours is a jeweler. So as soon as it arrives, it'll be taken care of. And when I purchased the engagement ring, it was in stock, the band. But that was 7 months ago, 6 months ago. I never assumed that it'd be out of stock, but it's no big deal. We'll get it when we get it, and
He
then
did
we'll put
clean
on.
it though.
He did clean it. It's very shiny. I'm still rocking
It's not
the. Some of you guys miss videos like crazy. I have a video holding my hand up like this, showing you the ring from like 5 months ago. I think the title is About That Ring. And I explained that we had a company send us a couple of rings called Groove Life. And it's those silicone rings. And I've got, I don't know. Well, I had 6.
He will never, ever have a real wedding band because
Like an
he's
expensive
already
one.
lost 2.
The dogs ate one.
He's lost 2 silicone rings already.
But they're only like $40-50. Not
Doesn't matter.
Not that you want to lose them, but the other one building the loafing shed using the post hole diggers.
He thinks it fell off and it's somewhere in the farm. The other one, he sets on top, or he took off his watch and his ring and everything like he always does and set it on top of the fridge where I don't like his stuff anyway.
But nobody can see up there but me, so.
I can see it. Anyway, my theory is it fell off and the dog ate it. So
Anyway. Whew, okay. Crisis averted. We have a new rule. If Smokey barks, we go check to see what it is. If Bandit barks, nobody moves. We have no idea what he's barking at. He's still under the house growling. Pretty ferocious little bark, though.
yeah, it was. Oh, the donkeys are right there and they're.
Yeah, they looked at Bandit like, what are you doing? Even Bruce was like, nah. That's how Bruce sounds.
Do that again.
That's the story on the rings. I've been wearing one for 6 months in every video. I don't think I've ever taken it off. I got a sweet tan line too. So we flew to Vegas. You know that happened.
Well, we booked the flights in the hotel.
Oh yeah, we did do other stuff first.
And then I get overwhelmed easily and stressed, hence why I don't. What? What?
Nothing.
Why'd you shake your head?
I was agreeing.
Anyway, why I did not want to plan a wedding. So he kept saying, well, we got to figure out where we're going to get married. And I was like, it's easy in Vegas. It's fine. We'll figure it out when we get there. And I started looking at chapels and all sorts of venues and stuff, and it got overwhelming because there's a lot to choose from and there's different packages, and I was like, I thought it was easier than this. And then I slightly started to panic, but then I found a mobile, like, you can pick anywhere. I mean, you could get married in a Denny's in the privacy of your hotel room. And I was like, this is what I was looking for, like the easy, you can go anywhere and then they marry you and it's official. And then come to find out they were out of town when we were going to be there. But then they gave us the name of Reverend Mark. and he's advertised as the best Elvis weddings on the Strip. And so...
And he is. He looks like
Yeah.
Elvis would, I guarantee it.
He ended up calling us almost immediately and...
Answered all our questions.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
He was awesome, and he was like, well, where do you want to do it? And he's like, are you thinking, you know, somewhere pretty like the Bellagio fountains, which was exactly what was on my mind. And so he was like, done, super easy. Sure enough.
And he handled it after that. You go online and you apply for your marriage license. When you get to Vegas, you pick it up. Then you hand that to Reverend Mark, obviously. He and the Reverend clergy, whoever marries you, takes care of the rest. So it was awesome. We got married Monday night, last Monday, the 25th. And we got married at 8 p.m., roughly, give or take a few minutes. And it was awesome. It's pretty crazy. You just kind of, you're standing there and everybody notices that there's a guy that looks like a preacher man.
Our outfits kind of gave it away. I was in a white dress.
I was in camo head to toe.
He tried to be.
I wasn't allowed, apparently.
Funny story. He wanted, what is it, poncho?
Poncho is a brand.
They're poncho shirts, and they're nice. They're $80 shirts. The dress I ordered off Amazon was literally $49, and I loved it. It was great. But these poncho shirts are $80, and there's a camo print, and he was like, I really want this, and I want to get married in it. And so he ordered it a week before we left.
Yeah.
And we're like, surely it'll be here. But I was like, man, I really don't want you to wear camo. And I wanted him in a white shirt. So I got on the poncho website and I ordered the exact same shirt, but in all white. But I 2-day expedited shipped it because I wanted it here. And we figured, you know, a week would
Figured
be...
they'd both arrive.
Yeah. So the white shirt got here. And his shirt, the camo one that he ordered 2 days before I even ordered the white one, it didn't show up until...
And it wasn't Poncho. It wasn't the company. We got a notification from FedEx that it was supposed to be there Friday, and then it didn't get there Friday. And of course, we flew out on Sunday.
It arrived Monday.
And it got there Monday, the day we got married. It arrived at the house. So it's all right. I plan on wearing it in every video from now on, just so you guys know. I hope you like it.
It's not this one, but...
They're nice, very classy fishing shirts and Western style shirts and
it's
pearl
nice.
snap. But it's a very nice shirt. It's just camo print.
So but he was not having the white. He hated it. He put it on and he hated it, and he threw a fit about it in Vegas.
I did.
Yeah,
it's my party. I'll cry if I want to.
He said, I hate this shirt, and I said, well, then throw on a t-shirt and just put it on for 5 seconds while we get married, and then you can take it off. I don't care. So we ended up carrying it with us, and we Ubered to the Bellagio, and we found food.
I was bridezilla. She was fine. She was like, this is my dress. This is what I'm wearing. I was the one that was like, I hate my dress.
Literally.
I just didn't like it. I didn't want to get married in it. I didn't like it. I was mad about the camo.
So, anyway, it ended up getting super wrinkly, and
On purpose.
Yeah, it was worthless. So, after we ate, had to walk to a store and find a shirt, and it was like light bluish.
Sure.
And it was like button up on the collar. So, it was good enough, but it was $108.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, we bought a $108 shirt an hour
before. Which is cheaper than a tux.
True. But an hour before we said I do. And, yeah.
So that's the shirt I got married in.
Yeah.
I'll never wear it again. It's a really nice golf shirt. Do I look like I golf? No.
It is nice. You should wear it.
It's a very nice shirt. I'll wear it sometime for everybody. Anybody want a shirt? I'll link it down below. My eBay listing. The next day after the wedding, we rented a cabana. Is that what they're called? Mm-hmm. And sat by the pool.
From 9 a.m. to, what,
3:30?
3:30, yeah.
And it was awesome. If you guys didn't know, you can get anything you want in Vegas. They'll bring you cheese fries. They'll bring you a hot dog. They'll put cheese on the hot dog. They'll bring you, what'd you get? Homemade chips.
Mm-hmm.
What else? Dole Whip.
Does anyone know what Dole Whip is? It's good.
Cheese?
No, chicken quesadilla.
Quesadillas. You ate one of those and you fell asleep. I ate the other 4. That was great.
I did. I fell asleep in the cabana, took a nap. The good thing is that it's like 115 degrees in Vegas, but when we were there, it started raining.
The day before.
Yeah,
so
it
pulled
rained,
everything off.
It rained the day of our wedding too, and then it even sprinkled on us. But that's okay. Anyway, it cooled things off, and it was in the 90s. And so it was nice. It was real
very
nice.
We met some awesome people that sat beside us too. I don't know if they'll see this, but hello, David and Sarah. Is that okay?
Yeah, and they're from Canada.
They are, eh? No, but awesome people. It was a great time meeting them. Hope you guys are doing well. But
You know, talked to them all day, and then we went and saw the Blue Man Group.
we did. And some blue lady kept eating my popcorn.
If anyone has a chance to see the Blue Man Group, I highly recommend it. Even though it is super, super, super loud.
It is loud. It's very loud. But I wouldn't expect anything else. Like if it was, I mean, it's music. It's supposed to be like a concert with a performance, but it was super cool.
They were hilarious.
They are hilarious. I'd see them again.
We laughed.
Even the same show.
We laughed so hard.
Yep. I almost peed my pants.
Yeah, it was so funny. And I didn't know that they were funny like that, or that, and actually if you look it up, it does say comedy. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, music and comedy, and anyway, they were funny. And they don't even speak.
It was highly recommended. And it wasn't too bad. It was like $125 a ticket, which isn't bad. I mean, you can go to Branson and drop $80, $90, $100 to see the Bald Knobbers. So, yeah. Hopefully everybody knows who the Bald Knobbers are.
We had a blast, and yeah, it was a good time.
It was absolutely
Really
good.
good
We ate breakfast. We had crepes. I've never had a crepe. Didn't know what they were. Thought it said crepe. Had no idea. They're delicious.
I love them, and as soon as we were walking to our hotel room when we first got there, I saw them, and
Well, it was right by our elevator,
yeah,
so it's pretty nice.
he's like, what the heck is a crepe? And then he ate them like literally the entire trip.
Yep, it was delicious. I'm gonna learn how to make them.
They're awesome.
Crepes were good. We ate at Diablo's Cantina 2 nights.
Twice.
That was delicious. Food's just amazing. That's the key to my heart, if you didn't know. It's a good thing you cook.
Moving on.
She doesn't cook, but
Sometime.
she does. She's just not like gonna sit down and bake stuff. But like if I asked for something, she would make it. Wouldn't you?
Yeah,
Okay.
of course.
Some beans or something?
I ain't about to make any meals though, because the boys don't eat nothing.
They don't. They just, I mean, like what do you eat? How are you getting bigger?
We've made stuff. I mean, spaghetti, lasagna, enchiladas. We've done all sorts of stuff, but they don't eat.
Case does.
Yeah, Case does eat.
He eats pretty much anything you put in front of him now.
Yeah.
Really nice.
I never had any desire to go to Vegas either.
But I'd go back.
No, I know, but I never had any desire to go to Vegas because I don't gamble. I mean, and that's what you think of as casino, but there is casinos and slot machines literally everywhere, but there's so much to do in Vegas. So much. I mean, we fell in love with the city.
We did. That's what was awesome about having Reverend Mark marry us too, is he's been there, I think, his whole life. Knows everybody. Wayne Newton. He was a hairdresser for one of the big shows in town. Had like 120 people that he, like costume prep. Like that's the kind of stuff he did. Knows everybody, knows where everything's at, knows what it used to look like, where the old buildings are. And that's what we liked is
There's a ton of history there.
he knows that history. He loves his city. He didn't just move to Vegas and start doing weddings. So it was awesome. We sincerely appreciate you, buddy.
Yeah.
We'll never forget that.
We'll go back to Vegas too, for sure.
But it's
It
pretty
was
crazy.
awesome.
You'll see in this video here in a second. Like, well, another thing on the gambling. We live in Oklahoma. We live in Northeast Oklahoma. If we wanted to gamble.
I think we have more casinos here than Vegas.
We do. We could throw a rock 10 miles and hit 12 casinos.
Yeah.
So, anyway, but it was pretty crazy when he started the ceremony. Everybody just kind of gets out of your way, and then Ray kept making eye contact with me. And my previous job, I spoke in front of large groups of people, like 300 or 400 people sometimes. So it doesn't bother me. But like I was talking to them, I could turn and look at them. This was like I'm paying attention to Mark. I'm trying to stare at Ray, say my vows, and I just know I can feel it, man. It's just getting bigger and bigger. I'm holding my hand up. The crowd is building over here, and I'm like, I hope Ray doesn't look to her left because there's a lot of people over there.
I didn't.
I mean, they just stopped, and we were at an intersection, so there's people crossing the street, which is a big deal in Vegas. Like 100, 200 people cross the street at one time when the light turns. So it's just like the light turns green and 100 more people come over, and we're still standing there. And the light turns green and 100 more people come over. And then Mark is like, you know, by the power invested in me in the state of Nevada, the county of Clark, I now pronounce you husband and wife, Chad and Ray. And everybody's like, we're like, holy cow, how many people are over there? So, but it was awesome. It was a great experience. It was, neither of us are from Vegas. We have no ties there. We just did it, and I would not change a thing. I loved every second of it. It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was so cool. Great experience. Great wedding. Great company at the wedding. So, anyway, I would love to show you guys the video, and we're going to show you as much as we can. And I'm going to try and play the roar of the crowd when he announces husband and wife. But in Vegas, when you're walking down the strip, there are like 20 different songs playing at different restaurants and the mall and the Bellagio and the Metro.
Music everywhere.
Not the Metro, the Cosmo. And there's music everywhere. And of course, I'll get copyrighted if I play that. You also can't hear Ray and I talking. I'm going to try and pull up our voices, but anything more than about a second or two of music, it may not work. So you might just have music over the ceremony. But anyway, it was as beautiful as it sounded, beautiful as it looked. It was awesome. We sincerely appreciate you guys. I hope this answers the majority of your questions. We have lots planned, including this amazing cabin. And just very blessed, very grateful. Thanks for coming along. Wait. One more thing on my dad. You know, I called Grandpa out for leaving that hose on. It wasn't Grandpa. We're not sure who it was, but it's either a donkey or a Highland turning the water on. Because I had to put a U-bolt through it to keep him from doing it again. So I'm actually kind of interested now that it's rained to go see whose hoof prints are next to the hydrants. Because somebody's turning the water on. So anyway, sorry, Grandpa. But, yep. All right. We'll sign off here. If you guys just watched this video, that'll be the outro. Y'all be good. Don't work too hard. Don't make it weird. You want to say anything else? God bless. Deuces. See you guys.